Hey guys, today we're going to talk to you about our school morning routines. So if you have kids and they go to school, then you should probably look at this.
Yeah, we've just had vacation, so the kids have been eating loads of candy and going to bed late and sleeping in.
And screen time all the time.
And that's not good. So we're going to talk to you about our Scandinavian kids' morning routine for getting ready for school. And it'll be kind of a mixture of how things work the best when they actually work the way that we want them to, and how things actually work
sometimes.
A lot of the time, yeah. Okay, on to our morning routine. Our morning routine starts in the evening before every morning.
So said in a different way, it starts the night before. Some of the most important things that you can do the night before is to get to bed on time. So get the kids to bed on time. We're actually really good at this. Later on in this video, you'll hear some things we're not as good at, but getting the kids to bed on time, we're good at.
Yeah.
So they go to bed, the youngest around 7 and the oldest around 7:30, so that they get a good night's rest. Their minds are very set to like bedtime is 7:30 or 7, and then they fall asleep quite fast because they're used to it.
Being consistent, that's important here.
Consistency is key.
And in the evenings, we also try to go around and clean up our living space. So the kitchen, we'll empty the dishwasher so it's ready for stuff to go in after breakfast.
We'll tidy up a few toys in the living room.
Yeah, and just wipe off, you know, if there are any smudges and stuff after dinner that survived the post-dinner cleanup.
And some of you might think, why do you do this? What does that have to do with school routine? We'll tell you, because when you wake up in the morning, you're ready for a new day, and if you have to spend that energy that you've gained while sleeping to like tidy up and see dirty things, then and then your day starts off wrong.
It's not just us, is it? I mean, it's draining. So what's something that you try to do in the evenings to make sure that you get a good morning the following morning? Let us know by leaving a comment.
Below. Exactly.
Below, yes. In case you're wondering where you leave comments, it's below.
One of the things we also do the night before is to get the lunches ready. So we make lunches for me and the kids. Not for him, he gets food at work, and then put it in the fridge so that in the morning it's just out in our bags and then ready to go.
Yep, there we go. So basically the kids get the same thing every day. I tried offering different things, but they just want the same. So it's like salami, or spijpølse as we call it, and ham, and then leverpostei, which is liver pate. It sounds gross, but it's really not. And it's all on rye bread, so it's like a darker bread. This is actually a lighter version of rye bread, but that's what every Danish kid has for lunch every single day. And then top it off with a few snacks. We got some muesli bars with licorice, obviously, because that's how we roll. And probably some fig. It's like a fig candy bar, but healthy.
And all of this stuff, I would say we're pretty good at.
Yes.
I mean, making the lunches, usually that's dependent on us turning off the TV. So if we're watching something, then like around 9:30, sometimes a little bit later. We'll turn off the TV and just have like a half an hour of wind down before going to bed. That makes it really easy to go into the kitchen and actually like do the cleanup and prepare the lunches.
We get that done. The kids also do some preparation the night before. We kind of forgot that, but I'll add it now. They pack their school bag. So they get their school bag ready, put their pencils and like books that they've used during the day back into their school bag, and a couple of times a week they need to do they need to have their gym clothes ready.
Gym clothes.
Get that ready and pack it so that it's ready to take. That's all set and ready for the next day. And to be honest, we're pretty good at this.
We're pretty good at this.
Yeah. Now, fast forward to the next morning.
This is where things fall apart.
I wouldn't say fall apart, but
well, you get up, and I sometimes get up when we plan to get up.
The best mornings, when we have the best mornings, it's when we follow this recipe. So we get up at 5:30, an hour before the kids get up. And then we exercise and we read our scriptures, meditate, drink a cup of tea, just kind of like wake up. And become the parents that we want to be. We're not perfect. This does not happen all the time. And sometimes it happens for one of us and it doesn't happen for the other, and that's what happens. That's life.
What happens most of the time is that like 3 times a week we'll get up and exercise. We are pretty good at that. That might not necessarily be at 5:30, and then that means some of the other things that we also want to do, you know, end up we kind of cram them in. And you just start off the day feeling a little bit more stressed than you otherwise would. I mean, okay, I'd rather have that, getting up early, exercising, doing a little bit of meditation than not doing it at all. But it's kind of a mixture. We go through phases, and me more than you. You're kind of the general that runs the show in the mornings, and that's
General
part of
Christine.
what makes the relationship work, and make sure that the kids get to school on time. I appreciate that.
Aww, I appreciate you appreciating it.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
Can I just emphasize again how we exercise 3 times a week? In my whole life, I could never get an exercise routine going. And like this past year, after we had Lucas, I finally got into an exercise routine. So basically anytime I can work it into conversation, I work it into conversation. Yeah, I exercise 3 times a week. We do. And that's nice.
I'm glad we got that out there.
So, yeah. Now you know, I said it on YouTube.
Around an hour later, maybe around 6:30, that's when the kids get up. And for the kids, the morning routine is pretty set in stone. They get up, they get dressed, they make their bed, they brush their teeth, they make sure that all of the stuff is ready that they need to bring to school if that wasn't the case the night before. And then they come downstairs and then just roam around the living room like wild beasts.
Thanks for making our kids sound like animals. But basically it's true what you said.
I don't know, yeah. Well.
So, no, I like the fact that the kids, their mornings are pretty much set in stone, because that's also something that works really well. Because they go to sleep at night, basically the same time every night, they also wake up basically the same time every morning. Sometimes they wake up a little
bit
earlier. Sometimes we have to wake them up, especially since we got home from vacation and they're a little jet lagged still. But they know that if they wake up a lot earlier, they sit in bed and they read a book or something. And this just gives us a little bit more time to get our stuff done without the kids being in the way. It sounds bad, but it's true.
No, but isn't that a thing? Like when you're getting ready for work and for school and getting out the door, then it can be really distracting to have the kids, running around like, oh, where are my clothes? Or like, oh, hey, check out my belly button. Or I don't know, like, I'm looking for my homework. I haven't done it yet. And that makes it difficult for you to like get the stuff done that you need to get done before getting out the door.
Yeah.
So anything that we can do to make sure that things are, again, prepared the night before, there's a clear structure in the morning, that, that makes it easier for everybody to have a good start to the day. Do you feel like that works well with the kids' morning routine?
Yeah, I really do. Sometimes Emilia will have to be reminded, like, to get her clothes on. Marcus, he does it. Like, he's the oldest. He gets his clothes on. He's ready. He's fine. She's
more particular about the clothes that, we may have picked out for them.
Yeah, that they might not match in her world. And then she needs to like rematch different clothes and we need to approve them. So that might take a little bit longer. But in general, the routine works really well for the kids. And then they come down here themselves. We take Lucas, our youngest. He's like 1.5 years almost. Oh, he's so big. And then we bring him down here and then the kids play around while we're in the breakfast. We're in the kitchen making breakfast. And then we come in here with the breakfast. Emilia has set the table because that's her chore in the morning. And then we sit down together and eat breakfast.
Yeah, so you touched on that with the kids' morning chores. Sometimes we do a blitz cleaning of the house. That's like a couple of times a week. And then they have their chores, apart from just the stuff that they need to get ready and take care of their own stuff, but things that contribute to the household and the family. I feel like that works well a lot of the time. When it does work well, it works so nicely and everybody's happy and the parents love it.
But I want to say, like, the blitz cleaning, it works, but it is not something that kids will do automatically on their own. It's something they have to be reminded to do. Okay, hey, now it's time to do this, and now it's time to do this. Remember? And they're like, yes. So they're normal kids.
But when we get them together and get them started, then it's really nice.
Yeah, when it works. But what works every morning is eating breakfast, because, well, at least for some of us, Benny doesn't eat a lot of breakfast.
I used to just go throughout the day and not eat breakfast and sometimes not eat lunch and then eat at like 2:00 when I got home in the afternoon. Nowadays, I'll always eat lunch, but I won't always eat breakfast.
No.
But I'll usually try to join you for breakfast.
Yes. For sitting there at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just mental, emotional support.
I'm starving when I wake up and I have to eat. So this is very traditional Danish, Icelandic breakfast. We got the skid, which is the Icelandic yogurt. And we have the oatmeal for Lucas. And then we have toast for Marcus. Bread with stuff on it. Yeah. But the kids too, they have to have their breakfast, and I mean, they have a really active day at school. Like they run at school before the school day starts every morning, so they need their fuel before they get started.
When we have a morning that looks like the way that we've, kind of outlined it and put it into our calendar, or looks mostly like that, then it means that we have plenty of time to just relax before getting out the door. So that means, 15 minutes of playing a quick game with the kids or just sitting and talking. Yeah. And that makes a huge difference I feel like, for how the rest of the morning or the rest of my day looks like. Because like when we end up getting out of bed too late, or we haven't prepared lunches the day before, and the kids, have to spend extra energy on like getting all their stuff together while trying to get out the door, those mornings look a lot different.
And I just don't feel like I give my kids the morning that they deserve, and I go to work and I'm just have this pit in my stomach.
Yeah, and it's just when you have to like repeat things over and over again, and sometimes even raise voices, it's not nice.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this video.
Is to share that it can work, and we found a way for our family that does work, and we really try to stick to it as much as possible, but we are only human. You may not have thought so, but we are only human.
So I think the take-home point is like as much work as you could do to prepare the night before and before the kids get up.
And how much you can set into routines so that the kids know what to expect and you know what to expect. Your brain doesn't have to be awake enough to actually think. It can just follow the routines.
Yeah, the more likely you are to have a relaxed morning routine and a good school day for the kids and a good day at work for us adults.
We hope you liked the video, and let us know what your morning routine is like. Write in the comments below, and maybe also write what things make your morning routine not work so well, because we all have different things.
Yeah, and you can learn from each other, and we can learn from you, and you can learn from us, and it's all just like learning and improving and getting better, and everybody's happy.
Woohoo! Perfect. That's what we really want the community and the comments to be about, like learning from each other and kind of sharing what works and what doesn't work. So hope you'll do that, and we'll see you next week.